And Susan, go right on ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Good morning, everybody. As Gloria said, we had a request from Gail Stafford here. Finding a 5-3 fit when it's the responder who has 5 cards in a major suit and the opener who has 3. In other words, the bidding typically will go one of a minor, one of a major, one no trump, rebid by the opener. So how do we find 8-card major suit fits? Well, we find 4-4 fits by bidding 4-card suits up the line. Here we have an example on how to find a heart game after a minor suit's been opened when responder has 4 and opener has 4. Here's an example on how we find the spade game. We can find an 8-card major suit fit that's 6-2 also by rebidding 6-card majors. Here's an example where opener bids a heart. Responder appropriately bids a spade. He doesn't have heart support here. 2 hearts. Hey, partner, I have a minimum hand, but I happen to have 6 hearts. What do you think? Well, I've got an opening hand and I've got a decent doubleton for you here, 4 hearts. Same thing in this example. 1 club, 1 heart, 1 no trump, implying at least 2. Look at this responder's hand. This responder's hand doesn't look no trumpy at all, does it? But this is an opening hand. It has 6 hearts in it, and opener is implying at least 2 cards in his suit for that 1 no trump opening bid. So by rebidding that major, they find the 4-heart game. You can find an 8-card fit, a 5-3 fit when opener has the 5-card major suit and responder supports. 1 heart, 2 hearts minimum. This is a big old hand here. This is a hand worth about 19 points here. So he jumps directly to game following the single raise here. Or sometimes it's not so dramatic. Sometimes it's just 1 spade, 2 spades, all pass. But that finds an 8-card fit. So this leaves us with a problem. How do we find 8-card fits when the responder has the 5-card major and opener has 3-card support? Well, 1 club, 1 heart. Look at this. A whole lot of you are in the habit of raising with that all the time. Does responder always have 5 cards in that major suit?
No.
Nope. No, he doesn't. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not particularly fond of playing 4-3 fits. It can be done successfully. The one who's raising with only 3-card support, though, needs to have a side suit singleton, and preferably those 3 cards that he has by way of support will have an honor and then 2 little ones for trumping. In other words, there needs to be a singleton in the hand and then honor 3rd in the trump suit. You don't want to rebid no trump when you've got a singleton and an unbid suit. That is really scary, folks. I would shy away from that all the time. If you don't have a 6-card minor suit that you can rebid, or maybe you're 5-4, but you can't bid the 2nd suit without reversing the hand and you just have a minimum, then that's not suitable because you don't want to lie to your partner. If you're going to lie to your partner, you want to tell the least lie. So sometimes you're forced into a corner by raising with only 3-card support. That should be done only in very specific situations because you usually have a better option if you don't have that specific situation. So what do we do in this situation? This is a balanced hand, isn't it? So normally this opener is going to rebid 1 no trump. He has no way of knowing yet whether the responder has 4 cards, 5 cards, or even 6 cards. He has no way of knowing yet how many points his partner has because a new suit by a responder who has not previously passed is unlimited and therefore forcing for 1 round. He can have 20 points over.
So I'm doing my part.
All righty, now then, here's a repeat of the previous slide, and this is just a demonstration of what I was talking about. The opener has to rebid one no trump here. This hand looks pretty no trumpy, and it doesn't look bad opposite this one over here, does it? This has 11 points in it. If he didn't have 5 hearts, he might think about raising to 2 no trump, but he has 5 hearts. And you know, I don't know about what the rest of you guys were taught, but when I'm teaching new players, I teach them that our first choice of a place to play is in an 8-card major suit fit. If we don't have an 8-card major suit fit, then we default to 3 no trump or 2 no trump, whatever our assets dictate that we need to play. So I really would rather find a 5-3 major suit fit here, if at all possible. Now, notice in this example here, this is a repeat of the same question. He's got 5 hearts. This has 14 points in it. He knows that there's a game somewhere, and he has several choices. He might bid 2 hearts. That's a serious underbid. 2 no trump. Well, that's flawed. What if my partner has 3 hearts and a worthless doubleton in his hand? We'd much rather be in a trump suit. If he has a worthless doubleton in his hand, I hope it's not clubs, because I sure don't have good stuff in clubs at all. And I would hope my partner does, but who knows? I might bid 3 hearts, but then partner might have only 2 of them, and I'm not crazy about the 5-2 fit. 3 no trump, or even 4 hearts might be in the realm of possibility. Well, I need to ask some questions. Remember, I've said previously many times that the opener is the describer and responder is the decider. And when he decides, the way he makes that decision is by asking questions. So 2 hearts is an underbid here. When you have repeated your suit, that shows weakness, and opener should pass, and he would pass with only 2 of them. And there you'd be in a 2-heart contract when you know you belong in the game and you don't have the 8-card fit. That's not ideal at all. 2 no trump is an underbid. Partner can pass that one because 2 no trump limits your hand to 11 or 12 high card points. You have 14. When you have enough for game, don't invite, because if partner's a minimum, he'll decline the invitation and you'll miss a game.
Susan, we have a question about that, about the 14 points. Deborah, why don't you word that question? Go ahead.
I'm only counting 11 high card points and a length point for 12. I'm just wondering how you come.
I may not have typed this in here correctly. You're right. You're right. I think this does have only 5, 7, 10. You're right. It is 11 with 12 for lengths. I don't know where I got 14, Deborah. Thank you.
Maybe the jack and the heart suit should be a king.
Well, that's probably true. Let's pretend it is. How about that? Let's change that jack and the heart suit to a king. It's entirely possible that when I was doing this, I typed it incorrectly. So 3 hearts overstates the hearts because there are only 5 of them, and it's still only invitational. Partner, if you invite, partner can pass. So when you know you have game, you got to do something, and partner has limited his hand here. So if I bid 2 hearts here after 1 no trump, it's not forcing. If I bid 2 no trump, it's not forcing because opener limited his hand. So I've got to do something to let partner know that I have a 5-card major suit and I have enough for game, but I'm not sure whether that game should be 3 no trump or 4 hearts. And I could just bid 3 no trump or 4 hearts, but that's a pretty unilateral action. This is a partnership game, so it's really beneficial to involve your partner in the decision at every opportunity. So let's talk about what options. responder has. Oh, Sherry, do you have your hand up?
Yes, I'm wondering how come you say two hearts is, I can't remember what you say, but you can't bid two hearts.
After one no trump, two hearts is non-forcing. You have to make there's no bid that responder has that's forcing after opener limits his hand by bidding one no trump.
But if you had bid two hearts, wouldn't you have had to have six anyway? I mean,
Yes, that shows a minimum hand.
oh, okay. So you can bid two hearts.
10 points. And so partner's going to put down the green card. We're going to talk about these options here right now.
And Susan, when you make sure everyone understands about when she talks about it being an invite, the difference.
That's a 2 no trump bid, inviting to 3 no trump, inviting partner to bid game with a maximum, or a 3 heart bid, 3 of a major, inviting game with 11 or 12 points. And remember, responder divides his hand into 3 categories, depending on how many points he has. If he has a minimum hand, that's 6 to a lousy 10, and he bids minimally. If he has a good 10 points to a ratty 12, then he will invite game. If partner's on the maximum for what he has shown, then partner should accept. And then if he has a game going hand, he has to make forcing bids to make sure the partnership gets to a game. He doesn't just invite when he has a game going hand, because partner can pass an invitation. Invitational bids are forward going, but never forcing. So let's talk about responders' options when opener has rebid one no trump. He wants to show a minimum hand. Non-forcing rebids, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 no trump, 2 hearts. This shows 6 hearts with 6 to a really ratty 10 points. He rebids his own suit. That is one of the weakest actions next to raising partner's opening suit that the responder can take, either raising partner's bid a single level or rebidding his own suit at the cheapest level. Shows a minimum hand. Now, there are some people that will say that you could do this with 5 hearts because you would transfer to a 5-card major over a 1 no trump opening. But remember, partner didn't open 1 no trump. He opened one of a minor. I know people, myself included, who might have opened that with only 11 high card points. So I'm a little more circumspect. If I'm going to do this, I would like to have a 6th heart here, because my partner does not promise me that he has 2 hearts in his hand when he hasn't opened 1 no trump. He rebid 1 no trump, but he may not have had a choice. He could be 5, 4, 3, 1, for instance, or with 5 diamonds, 4, well, he would rebid 1 spade. He could have the wrong shape to be able to rebid his own suit. He obviously doesn't have 6 diamonds here, but when partner has not opened 1 no trump, I have no way of knowing for sure that he has 2 hearts in his hand. He could have a singleton. I'm not crazy about playing 5-1 fits. They tend not to play well because the opponents have more trumps than I do. Now, here's another example. 1 club, 1 heart, 1 no trump, 2 clubs. This is called taking a preference. This is not necessarily support, although it should have 5 clubs in it. Partner may have opened a 3-card suit. So this, you don't want to raise partner's minor even with 5-card support when you have a 4-card major suit to show. Opener doesn't have a 4-card major. He denied 4 spades. He denied 4 hearts when he rebid 1 no trump. He's got to have some length in clubs. So you could get away with rebidding 2 clubs here with only 4 of them if your back is against the wall, because he didn't rebid. He's got to have length in clubs and diamonds because he doesn't have a 4-card major suit. So in this case, when partner doesn't have 4 hearts with you, you can go back to his suit. This is called taking a preference. It may or may not guarantee the full 5-card support, and it shows an unbalanced hand. He doesn't want to play no trump. Here's another example. 1 diamond, 1 spade by the responder, 1 no trump by opener, 2 hearts. Because the opener has limited his hand, 2 hearts by the responder is non-forcing. Yes, he's an unpassed hand and it's a new suit, but it's not forcing because the opener has limited his hand to 12 to 14 points. When responder bids spades first and then hearts, it shows 5 spades and 4 or 5 hearts. And this is 6 to 10 points, non-forcing. In other words, the responder can bid a new lower ranking suit. Lower ranking is the key term here. Asking partner to choose hearts by passing 2 hearts or taking a preference back to 2 spades. This bid shows 5 spades and at least 4 hearts. Here's another bid that the responder can use when he's minimum. It's called a jump shift in the other minor, and despite the name jump shift, this shows a very unbalanced hand with a minimum number of responding points. 1 diamond, 1 heart. When I'm minimum, I don't care how many cards I have in my minor suit. I want to get that major suit on the table at the earliest opportunity. So 1 heart here, 1 no trump, 3 clubs. This is the way a responder shows a hand with a 6-card minor and a 4-card major with a minimum number of points as responder. You don't see this bid very often because this hand doesn't come up very often. But when your partner opens a diamond, if you have 10 points, you might be tempted to bid 2 clubs. For a lot of us, that's a game force. So those of you who play 2 over 1 don't have that option. With a ratty 10 points, I would be really, really hesitant to do that. When I have less than a game going hand, I want to get my major suit on the table early, because by the time the bidding comes back around to me, it may be too high and I can't show the major suit. And that's my first priority, is to show a 4-card major suit. So here, even though I have a 6-card minor suit, if I have 8 points, I'm still going to bid a heart first and then jump to 3 clubs. My hand is very unbalanced. This is not forcing, not forcing. Remember, a major suit followed by a jump shift in a minor over a 1 no trump rebid by opener is not forcing. Okay. Now, what if the responder has an invitational hand? Remember, this is a good 10 to a ratty 12 points in that range. This is pretty narrowly defined. You have 3 choices when you have this kind of hand. You can raise your partner to 2 no trump when you have 11 points, a hand worth 11. Maybe this is 10 high card points and a 5-card suit. 5-card suits are golden in no trump, right? Often producing 3 or 4 tricks. You can raise your partner to 2 no trump. If he's on 14, he'll think seriously about bidding 3. This is invitational because we have an invitational level hand, so we invite to game. He can jump rebid his major suit. This bid promises 6 hearts, a 6-card suit. It says, partner, I have a nice suit over here, 6 of them. I have an invitational level hand. If you have a heart singleton, well, maybe we should play 3 no trump. But if you have 2 of them, think about bidding 4 hearts, please. And if opener is minimum, he can pass 3 hearts. Remember, invitational bids are forward going, but never forcing. Now, a jump shift in the major suits, not a major followed by a minor, but a jump shift in the major suits shows an invitational hand with 5 cards in each suit. So here's some examples. Opener bids a diamond. Responder bids 1 heart. Opener rebids 1 no trump, and responder bids 2 no trump. This is an example of what I mentioned in example A up here. Here's an example of B. 1 diamond, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 3 spades. I have 6 spades, partner. Do you have 2? If you've got 14 points or 13 and a good excuse like a side suit singleton, please bid 4. Here's an example of this last one. 1 diamond, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 3 hearts. Remember, when responder was minimum 6 to 10 points, 2 hearts showed 5 spades and 4 or 5 hearts with a minimum hand. So to show an invitational level hand, we jump in that second suit, and it promises 5 cards in each suit.
Susan, on example C, if are you saying the 3 hearts, it's a jump shift, so that makes it forcing? If it had been 2 hearts,
that's a minimum responding hand, 6 to 10. Remember, 2 hearts is not forcing over 1 no trump.
Yeah, that's my question. Okay.
Yeah. 3 hearts is asking your partner, say, I have 5 cards in each major suit. You've told me you have a balanced hand. So you should have 3 cards in one of these major suits. If you're on a dead minimum, partner can pass 3 hearts here. If he has 3 hearts in his hand and he's a dead minimum, one no trump rebidder. If he has 3 spades, he can bid 3 spades saying, partner, thank you for the invitation, but I don't have the money for the game level today. This shows only an invitational hand. That is a hand worth a good 10 to 12, kind of a ratty 12. This is a very distributional hand. You'd rather not play no trump here. You're 5-5 in the major suits, at least. So you want to play one of these majors. But since you have only invitational points, and this may be only 8 or 9 high card points, remember that. You've got some length here. If you have 6 spades and 5 hearts after 1 no trump, you might just bid 4 spades. But if you want to give partner a choice, you can bid 3 hearts here and let him choose which major he thinks is better. You can do this because this hand is so distributional. You may not have all that many high card points at all, but you may have enough to make, you could have 8 points, 8 high card points, 2 for length. If you have 2 5-card suits, gives you 10. And I would not hesitate with 5-5 in the majors to jump to 3 hearts here. Depends on the texture of your hand. And if you have a void in your hand, certainly that is a good thing to do. Yes, another question.
Patty has her hand up.
Go ahead, Patty. You're muted.
Yeah, I was trying to get it unmuted. My question is either on B or C. If it had been 1 diamond and your suit was hearts, and then you wanted to show spades, that would be forcing. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
In other words, if you had 5 hearts and 4 spades,
Yes.
boy, that gets tough because well, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. We'll cover that when we get to new minor forcing. Okay. In this, if you don't use new minor forcing, you've got a real problem showing that hand. Okay, now if you have a game going hand, that is a hand worth 13 or more points, could be 12 high card points in a 5-card suit. Anything that makes it a game going hand opposite a 12-point opener. All right, responder's only game forcing option when partner has rebid one no trump is a reverse. Just what Patty was talking about. But you have to have a game going hand, game going, if you don't play new minor forcing. So notice here that responder knows that the opener does not have 4 spades. He denied 4 spades when he rebid one no trump, didn't he? A lot of people call this the impossible 2-spade bid, because responder knows that the opener does not have 4 spades. He can't. When he rebids one no trump, he denies 4 spades. The responder bids 2 spades to say, hey, partner, I'm giving you the chance to show me 3-card support. This is called opener's delayed raise. He denied having 4 hearts here, but if he has 3, now he can show it by bidding 3 hearts. This is the way that you can bid this when you have a game going hand using the impossible 2-spade bid, but it requires a game going hand. You can't do it with an invitational level hand. This means that finding 5-3 major suit fits would be limited to the responders having a game going hand. And this is really, really not a great situation. You would like to have another option. So what do? Well, somebody thought of the idea quite a number of years ago of using the unbid minor, the minor suit that opener did not use, as a forcing bid following the one no trump rebid by opener, asking the opener to describe his major suit holdings. So we're going to take a look at auctions, all of these, where the opener bids one of a suit, responder bids a major suit, and the rebid is one no trump. How might we use this to our advantage? And in this case, the opponents are passing throughout. It's up to you and your partner to decide what to do if there's interference. There is a common way that people play it, but that is partnership agreement. But in these examples, the opponents are going to be passing throughout. Now, the responder's bid of 2 of the other minor is new minor forcing. It is the new minor. So if the opener bids 1 club, responder bids a heart, opener rebids 1 no trump, now 2 diamonds is the other minor and is now forcing. Here is the way you alert it. This is not a diamond suit. It's not a natural bid. So we need to alert it. This is a very commonly used convention. And if you alert, frequently opponents will not ask you what it means because they know, but you still need to alert it. So the alert is, this is artificial, forcing 1 round, asking about opener's major suit holding. These are typical auctions using new minor. 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 diamonds. Same thing. 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 no trump, 2 clubs. Notice when opener bids a diamond, now 2 clubs is the new minor and is forcing for 1 round. Same thing if the responder bids the other major. 1 diamond, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 clubs. And also, this is called new minor forcing. In the event your partner opens a heart and you bid a spade holding 5 of them, he rebids 1 no trump, 2 clubs is still new minor forcing by agreement among most pairs. You do not have to play it that way. You don't have to play it over the opening bid of a major if you don't want to. Now, what does the responder need to use this bid? He promises at least invitational strength, because there's a possibility that you're not going to find a fit in either major. There's a strong possibility. So you may end up in 2 no trump. How many points do you need on average to be successful in 2 no trump? You need about 23 between you. If your partner's a minimum opener, you need to have a hand worth on average 11 points to be successful at 2 no trump. This is why new minor forcing requires an invitational level hand. 5 or more cards in his major. Obviously, if you have 6 cards, you have a rebid available to you without using new minor. That's the jump to the 3 level. With 5, you need to use new minor. And you may have 4 cards in the other major. You might. And it is forcing for 1 round only. 1 round force. You give up the meaning, the natural meaning of this other minor suit bid. But this is so seldom needed for its natural meaning that nobody ever minds giving it up. I mean, how often do we want to play in a minor suit? Not very often, right? That's why you have to jump to 3 clubs when you're weak and you have 4 hearts and six of a minor, like I showed on the previous slide, because now the bid of the other minor at the cheapest level is new minor forcing. When you don't have that hand, you have to jump to 3 clubs to show exactly 4 cards in the major and 6 or more cards in the minor suit. So now, you find some differences if you look online in the way new minor forcing is bid, depending on who's writing the articles. I took this information from an article in the Bridge Bulletin. Now, this bidding sequence that I have repeated up here for convenience shows in this order. This is the order that a lot of people prefer to use, but can be changed. Number 1 and number 2 can be changed depending on partnership agreement. Opener's first obligation with most people is to show 3 card support for the responder's major suit. If he does not have that, now he can show 4 cards in the unbid major. In other words, if he opened a club and responder, his partner bid a spade, and he's sitting there looking at 4 hearts, he cannot bid 2 hearts without reversing the hand. In other words, forcing his partner to the 3 level to take a preference. That requires a hand with at least 17 high card points in it and an unbalanced distribution. Most of the time you don't have that. But if that's the case, he has to rebid 1 no trump because he thinks that you don't have 4 cards in that particular major. So if he doesn't have 3 cards in the suit that his partner bid, his next choice is to show 4 cards in the other major. It's still possible that his partner can have 5 spades and 4 hearts, right? It doesn't happen the majority of the time, but it happens often enough that you want to mention them, want to let partner know, hey, I do have 4 hearts over here if you happen to have 4 also. And the other thing he can do by telling partner about his major suits in his hand is to tell partner whether he is at the top or the bottom of that 1 no trump call. That's very, very useful information. He can let partner know whether he's on 12 or a good 13 or even 14. So this is how the responses go for opener when partner has used new minor forcing. 1 diamond, 1 spade. Here's the responder's hand right here. 5, 6, 9, 11 high card points, 1 for length and spades. 1 diamond, 1 spade, 1 no trump. Okay, you've got 2 or 3. 2 clubs. I have an invitational level hand. and I have 5 cards in the major suit. 2 clubs. Alert. My partner wants me to tell him about my major suit holdings. Now, a rebid of 2 diamonds does not promise 6 of them. What it does is it denies 3 spades, it denies 4 hearts, and it says, I have a dead minimum over here, partner. Dead minimum. 2 hearts denies 3 spades, but it shows 4 hearts. It can be either minimum or maximum, but he doesn't want to jump because he doesn't know whether partner has 4 hearts yet. 2 spades says, hey, I have 3 of them with you, partner. We have an 8-card fit, but I have only a minimum for my no trump rebid. 2 no trump denies 4 hearts, denies 3 spades. In other words, we don't have an 8-card major suit fit anywhere. And I have a maximum for my opening or for my 1 no trump rebid. I'm maximum. That's why I'm comfortable going to 2 no trump. Notice up here, 2 diamonds, minimum. I'm not crazy about going to the invitational level. That is 2 no trump or above because I'm a dead minimum. Here, I'm a maximum. I have no worries about bidding 2 no trump. 3 diamonds now denies 4 hearts or 3 spades. It's a maximum hand, and it's showing a hand dominated by the minor suits, having 5 or 6 diamonds, and then you don't want to bid clubs because this was not a natural bid here. It shows 5 or 6 diamonds, but it shows also a maximum. You hardly ever see this bid. Hardly ever. Here's a really important bid right here. When opener is on a maximum and he has 3-card support, he should bid 3 spades. That shifts the decision to the responder's hand. Responder can look at his hand and say, ooh, I just scraped the bottom of the barrel here to get this new minor forcing rebid here. My partner says that he has 14, but I don't know, 10 high card points, pretty balanced hand. We may or may not have this thing. You're going to have to look at your hand and make a decision. But most of the time, when partner bids 3 spades in this scenario, you're going to go ahead and bid 4 spades. Notice opener doesn't do that unilaterally. He just doesn't. We involve partner in the decision whenever possible. Partner may be interested in slam. If you jump directly to 4 spades, you've taken up the room you need for Q bidding. So 3 spades sets spades as the trump suit. And then depending on what responder holds, he can either Q bid or bid 4 no trump or whatever he wants to do. But jumping directly to game here takes the option away from the responder if he has a great big hand. So remember, you have to allow for all possibilities when you're thinking about this. Now, here we have some more examples. This is responder's hand right here. Notice 4 spades, 5 hearts, invitational level hand here. 6 threes, 9. Oh, actually, this is better. You can give yourself 1 point for this singleton queen. I would not give myself 2. It's not likely to take a trick, but if we can find a major suit fit, it does have value for shortness. So 1 club, 1 heart. If we were to bid a spade first, that would say we have 5 spades and 4 hearts. So we bid these up the line when we're 4-4 or 5-4. Hearts is the first bid. Partner rebids 1 no trump. The new minor says, partner, tell me about your major suit holdings, please. Now, 2 hearts says, I have 3 hearts with you, partner, and I have a minimum hand. 2 spades is not defined. Why is that? Why does partner not show 4 spades here? he doesn't have 4 spades because he rebid 1 no trump. If he had rebid 1 spade, you wouldn't mess with new minor forcing at all. You just jump directly to 4 spades or make another forcing bid to tell partner, okay, we have 4 spades here. Your partner doesn't have 4 spades in his hand. So a 2 spade bid here is not defined. This is the impossible situation here. He cannot have 4 spades. He rebid 1 no trump. 2 no trump denies 3 hearts. And it says, I have a maximum. 3 diamonds says, I have a maximum. I don't have 4 hearts. I do not have, I'm sorry, don't have, reverse these. That should be 3 hearts or 4 spades. We know he doesn't have 4 spades, but I don't have 3 hearts. I have a maximum hand. And my long suit is diamonds, folks. This says that we're either going to play no trump or we're going to play diamonds, one of the two. 3 hearts, once again, shows 3 card heart support and a maximum for my 1 no trump rebid. Remember, when I say minimum and maximum here, this is in context. When opener rebids 1 no trump, that's a 12 to 14 point range for his hand. Sometimes it'll be 11, depending on whether your partnership opens 11-point hands. But in this case, minimum and maximum are restricted to 11 to 14 points. If he'd had 15 high card points in a balanced hand, he'd have opened 1 no trump. So that's not a consideration. Now then, when we have 5-4 in the major suits, we can still use new minor forcing to find either the 5-3 or 4-4 major suit fit. 2 diamond rebid shows a minimum. Notice that you can only rebid 2 diamonds when the opener opened 1 diamond. When he opened a club and then your partner uses 2 diamonds for the new minor forcing, that would force you to the 3 level and show a maximum hand. This 2 diamond bid showing a minimum, denying a fit in the major suits is only possible when the opener opened a diamond. It doesn't work if he opened a club. Then he has to rebid 2 no trump no matter what. 2 hearts shows 4 hearts, and it could be either a minimum or a maximum. 2 spades shows 3 card support and a minimum hand. A minimum hand. If he had a maximum, he jumped to 3 spades. This is a minimum hand for my 1 no trump rebid. If he has a maximum hand and does not have a fit in either major, he bids 2 no trump. 3 diamonds denies, 4 hearts, 3 spades. It's a maximum, and it shows a long diamond suit. In other words, a hand really not very suitable for no trump. And 3 spades shows 3 card support with a maximum hand. Now, responder here has bid his 5 card spade suit. Notice opener says, well, you know, you covered up my heart suit. I couldn't rebid hearts because I'm not strong enough to reverse the hand. But since you asked, I'm going to tell you I have 4 hearts. That's all responder needs to hear. He's got 4 hearts also, and he has enough for game. So he bids the game. This is another way that you can find a 4-4 heart fit, even though the responder initially bid 1 spade. New minor forcing helps uncover these 4-4 fits when opener wasn't strong enough to reverse the hand. So this is a very useful convention. Not only does it find 5-3 major suit fits when responder has 5 cards, it will also find a 4-4 fit that can't really be found easily in any other way. Now, once responder or opener has bid again and made his second rebid, if he showed you a maximum, you're in a game force. If he shows a maximum opposite your invitational hand, that is 14 with an average of 11, you're in a game force. So bid the game. If he shows you a minimum, you need to look at your hand. If you have an opening hand yourself, well, then you're probably going to bid the game. But if he shows you a minimum and you're only invitational, then you can pass any 2-level bid. You can pass any 2-level bid when he shows you a minimum and you have only invitational values. Most of the time, you will know enough to be able to place the contract well. Now, when you're using new minor forcing, also, when you have slam interest, you and your partner need to discuss how you're going to do it. I alluded to that earlier. You don't often see slam bidding following new minor, but it's been known to happen. And this is one thing, when you get a little further down the road, you probably don't want to talk about this initially when you're adding new minor forcing, but at some point you will want to. Now then, when the bidding, let's practice a little bit here. When the bidding goes 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump, now it's your call. The opener will bid 1 no trump, even if he has 3 spades most of the time. The exception is he's got 5, 4, 3, 1 distribution with a singleton and an unbid suit, and he doesn't like the idea of rebidding 1 no trump with a singleton and an unbid suit. That's a recipe for disaster. If anybody is interested, I'll be glad to tell you how I know that. Been down that road, made that error. So in that instance, I would raise with only 3 card support, even though my partner promises only 4. I have a singleton and an unbid suit. I have 3 cards in his suit, not 2, but 3. And hopefully one of them is an odd. I want to have a side suit singleton so that my partner can use my small trumps for roughing. So it's not very often that your partner will raise you with only 3 card support. He should rebid 1 no trump with only 3 of them. Now that you have new minor forcing in your toolbox, though, you can bid 2 diamonds and hope that partner can rebid spades. If he bids 2 hearts, well, you can rebid 2 no trump. So sorry, partner. If you don't have 3 spades, but you do have 4 hearts, we don't have a fit in the major suits. I have only an invitational hand. So I'll invite you to game in no trump and you make the decision. If you're a minimum, please pass. But if you have a hand with 14 high card points or 13 and a 5 card suit with good texture, then let's give game a try. Let partner make the decision. Now, the bidding goes 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump. Note, this is not a hand for new minor forcing because it only has 4 spades in it. You gotta have 5 cards in that major suit that you bid to use new minor forcing. Sometimes you get so in love with a convention that you forget that there's this little detail. If you do forget that, then you'll find yourself playing a 4-3 fit and saying, oh, somebody get me off this horse, please. Because it may not go very well. Once partner rebid 1 no trump, he denied having 4 card spade support for you. So in this case, you have an invitational hand, and now you can bid 2 no trump to invite game in no trump. Once you have added new minor forcing to your bidding toolbox, this bid denies a 5th spade. Because if you have enough to invite game in no trump, you had enough to use new minor forcing. When you don't use new minor forcing, you don't have a 5th spade. That helps partner figure out what you have.
Susan, I've had a question about alerting the convention in person and online.
Okay, well, alerting, in person at a face-to-face game, then your partner will alert it. If the opponents ask you what your alert is, you don't just say new minor forcing. You don't say the name of the convention. You describe what your partner is using, what that bid means. And in this case, you say artificial, obviously, because it's been alerted, and is forcing for 1 round, and he's asking me about my major suit holdings. That's what you say in person. Online, you alert your own bid. So you would say, a lot of people just type NMS in the open games because nearly everybody knows what that is. In a limited game, you should say, forcing 1 round, asking about major suits. So that's what you would say. All right, now then, here's another new minor forcing hand. Now, we know this hand has 14 points in it, I think, 5, 10, 14. Yeah, and a singleton even. This is a good hand for a new minor forcing call. We've got both majors here. And I'm always bidding game somewhere. Hopefully we have a major suit fit would be my preference, but I'm going to use new minor forcing to try to find out. New minor forcing lets you find out about both of them. You don't have to worry about bidding spades first and then hearts. You can get this whole hand off your chest just by using new minor forcing. So after 1 no trump, your partner opened a club, you're going to rebid 2 diamonds, saying, partner, tell me about your major suit holdings, please. I have bid a spade, so you know I have 5 of those, but let me know about everything. If partner bids 2 hearts, you're going to bid the heart game, playing a 4-4 fit. If partner bids 2 spades, you're going to bid the spade game, playing in a 5-3 fit. If partner rebids 2 no trump or 3 clubs, you can bid 3 no trump here. Remember, if he's maximum, he will either bid 2 no trump or 3 clubs. If he rebids either one of those, you can bid 3 no trump. Hopefully you saw with this singleton and clubs over here, hopefully he'll bid one of the majors. But if he doesn't, he has to have some length in the minor suits. And he opened the bidding after all, so he's got to have some stuff in the minor suits. So this is a pretty comfortable 3 no trump game. Here's another example. 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump. Now it's your call. You would like to know whether partner has either 3 spades or 4 hearts. But the problem is you don't have an invitational level hand. Now, your spades are not good enough to sign off in 2 spades. If you're playing 2 spades with that suit opposite a small doubleton or even a queen doubleton, you're not going to be very happy. Now, if you have a good 5-card suit, like this example here, king, queen, jack, 10, 5, I wouldn't have a whole lot of problem about rebidding it. That's a very chunky 5-card suit. But over 1 no trump, 2 hearts is not forcing. A partner may or may not have 4 hearts, though. You don't know. And you don't have the points to play 2 no trump opposite somebody who has rebid 1 no trump. So you may, if you bid 2 hearts, that's not a forcing call, and you may find yourself playing a 4-2 fit. Those are not happy circumstances. You may miss a 5-3 spade fit here by passing, but 1 no trump most of the time will be acceptable. This is one of the small problems with standard American. When you have a minimum responding hand, you don't have any, and 5 cards in a major suit, you don't have a good way to show that at all. You need a good suit. As I said, if I had a chunky suit like this, I would rebid it with only 5 if I had a dead minimum hand. This actually is 9 high card points. But notice they're scattered. The queen doubleton can't be worth much. and your potential trump suit is really, really ratty, really ratty. The opponents, if your partner has only two small or queen doubleton, the opponents are just going to take too many trump tricks, and it's going to be too hard for you to make two spades here. So you can't use new minor forcing when you have this situation. You'll get too high, and there you are. So in standard American bidding, when you have this hand, you don't have any way to find out if you have a 5-3 spades hit. If partner raises you with only 3 of them, you better hope they're 3 good ones. Okay. 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 diamonds by your partner. What's opener going to rebid with this hand? Well, looky here. I have 3 spades. I even have one of the prime honors here, but notice how flat my hand is. I know my partner's at least 5-3-3-2, though. I know he has one suit that's only a doubleton, at least. He could be 5-4-2-2. But I have a minimum hand. I have 3 card support. My partner has asked me, so I'm going to tell him. 2 spades. He would not bid new minor forcing without 5. So you found your major suit fit, and even though your hand is flat as a pancake, your partner's hand may not be. So cooperate with partner, adhere to your agreements if you've agreed to play new minor forcing, and you'll find that 5-3 spade set. Now, here's another question for you. On this one, we have 5, 9, 14, 15 here. A hand worth 15 points in support of spades. And my partner has told me he has 5 of them. He also has an invitational level hand. This time I need to jump to 3 spades. Yes, you're jumping with only 14 points. You know your partner has an invitational hand because he used new minor forcing. Your maximum. There are some people who would open this hand 1 no trump, by the way, and that's not wrong. Now partner can transfer and you'll find the set. But this is the way that you can find it with this hand that's just short of a no trump opener for most folks. And when partner has 5 spades, you can still find the fit. Your maximum for that 1 no trump rebid. So this hand has great support, a 5-card suit over here, and note the aces and kings and the honors working together in the black suits. This is a great hand. You have a great hand for the 1 no trump rebid. Now then, we have another one here. This is the hand that offers 2 possible options. And when you and your partner agree to play new minor forcing, you need to decide whether you want the opening bidder to show 3-card support for the major that responder has shown first, or whether he is to show the other 4-card major. There's a whole lot of difference in how people like to do it. Some people say, I want to know immediately if partner has 3-card support for my spades. And in that case, then opener would rebid spades at the appropriate level if that's what he has. Other people say, no, the 4-4 major suit fit is preferred. I would rather play the 4-4 fit and use the 5-3 suit for discarding losers out of the other hand. So I would like partner to show me 4 cards in the other major. Once you rebid 2 no trump, when you don't have hearts there, then partner will know, oh, he has 5 spades, but he doesn't have 4 hearts, and then he will go to 3 spades. So you can still find the spade fit. A 4-4 fit will play slightly better than 5-3, all other things being equal. In other words, no bad trump splits. Either one works just fine. Just be sure that you and partner have discussed it. Now here comes the big example. What if I really have diamonds? If I've used 2 diamonds as new minor forcing, my partner rebids 2 no trump, saying, nope, not today, partner. A rebid of 3 diamonds then shows a hand in this bidding scenario with 5 hearts and 5 diamonds. In other words, not very no trumping. Or if you bid a club as the opener, 1 heart, 1 no trump, 3 diamonds when you don't have 5 hearts. See, this is another example. You can play this either way you want to, but it doesn't happen very often that you really have the other minor. It may come up once in a blue moon, and if you've discussed it, you might forget about it. I want to get to one more thing before we stop, and that is that this bid works over 2 no trump the same as it does over 1 no trump. Susie and Ella have questions, so bear with me just a minute. In this bidding sequence, the new minor is the same as it is over 1 no trump. 3 diamonds is new minor forcing. Saying, partner, I understand you have 18 or 19 high card points. I happen to have 5 spades. The only difference is I don't need a hand with an average of 11 points to do this. As few as 7 would be acceptable. But obviously you still need to have a 5 card major suit. So now, and if you bid at the 3 level, over 2 no trump, it's a game forcing auction. So the only way you can stop here, if you think that you don't have game, is to pass 2 no trump. I want to point that out here. Let's take some questions. Susie?
Back to a couple of slides ago, where the opener's hand had the 9 and the 7 in diamonds.
9.
One more.
Yeah, right here.
And the opener can bid 1 no trump with a 9 and 7 of diamonds?
Yep. Sure.
That's scary.
No, he's not. He's not promising stoppers in all 4 suits when he rebids. He's just describing a 12 to 14 point hand that's balanced.
But what if the responder is at minimum and passes that 1 no trump?
Well, you only have to take 7 tricks. Well, if you had 15 points in this hand instead of 14, wouldn't you open it 1 no trump with a small doubleton and diamonds? Sure you would.
Holding my breath, yeah.
Yeah, well, just do it. If 1 no trump is the right bid no trump as often as possible when it's the right bid. When it's the right bid. In this case, it's the right bid. Ella, you have a question? Mm-hmm.
Yes, you mentioned that it's better to play 2 4-card majors, partner and you, for 8. Is it always that way? Because
all other things being equal, sometimes one suit will break well and the other one won't, but you don't know that ahead of time. All other things being equal, a 4-4 fit will play slightly better than the 5-3, and that's because you can draw trumps. 62% of the time, you will have a trump left in each hand for controlling side suits, and you have a 5-card suit, 5-3 suit over here that you can set up for discards in the hand that has only 3 of them. That's why that is. You can't set up the 4-4 suit for discards anywhere because you have the same number in each hand. That's why, on balance, the 4-4 fit plays better. It took me years to understand that. I finally see it, and I'm now preaching with the rest of the folks out there on it. For a long time, I didn't like it. I liked having 2 trumps left in my hand, but you can set that 5-card suit up for discards in the other hand, and you cannot do that when you have a 4-4 suit. That's why. You will often produce more tricks on a 4-4 fit than on a 5-3.
and you need to have an unbalanced hand to do that?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. With the 4-4, one hand, obviously, if you have a 5-3 fit and a 4-4 fit, the 5-3 hand, or the hand that has the 5-card major, will have at least 1 doubleton in it. So there's 1 shortness point there that you can use a leftover trump to control that suit for at least 1 round anyway. You don't have to have an unbalanced hand. 4-4, that's why we look for 4-4 fits over no trump openings. The 4-4 major suit fit is the holy grail of bridge. I mean, we're looking for the 8-card golden fit, but the 4-4 is the golden fit, if you'll pardon the duplication there. It just is. It took me a long time to understand it. Think about it. I had to end up watching people make better scores playing 4-4 fits in hearts, and I'm playing 5-3 in spades, and they make 5 hearts because they were able to set up the spade suit for discards of losers out of one hand. I watched that happen so many times. I finally said, "Oh, okay, I'm wrong." I'm now a member of the 4-4 Major Suit Fit Club.
Thank you.
You bet, Sherry.
So back there, you were talking about when the opener bids 3 spades, saying I have 3 spades that goes with your 5 spades. Did you say that was forcing?
Well, it should be, because he's showing you a maximum.
Okay.
He's saying, I'm on 14 highs over here. You have at least a hand worth 11 points. 14, 11 makes 25. Now, if you have more than 11, if you have a hand with 17 or 18 points in it, you can cube it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't take it to game. You're giving the responder a chance to cube it.
Yes, you're giving the responder a chance to say, okay, spades are set as trumps. I have a control in this suit, but I can't blackwood for whatever reason. One of the things is it might be a bit confusing of following a 1 no trump rebid, but remember, you've now set spades as trumps. So 4 no trump, there should be blackwood for spades. Once a suit has been set as trumps, 4 no trump is blackwood. And you have set, when opener rebids 3 spades here, showing a maximum with 3-card support, spades are set as trumps. So you can use 4 no trump, or you can cube it, either one, but it is forcing. You have 11, it's at least forcing the game. And by rebidding 3 spades rather than 4, he allows you the freedom to cube it if you're interested. But then you can stop short a game if it turns out that something's missing or it's not right. You know, maybe each hand lacks a stop in a suit and you have 2 fast losers. You can stop short of the slam. Hi, this is Susan. Thanks for stopping by the Oklahoma Collective's YouTube channel. Basically, this channel shows recordings of our free 1-hour bridge lessons for advancing players that we offer every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you would like to join us, send your contact information to the email address shown on the screen, and we'll be happy to send you the link. If you would like to follow our channel and be notified when a new recording is uploaded, just click the Oklahoma Collective button below. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.